5 years ago, Dave sat on his worn-out couch staring at his phone screen. The banking app blinked back at him. 35. He had hit rock bottom. No job, no savings, and a mountain of debt. How did it come to this? It was a question that haunted him. Little did he know, this was just the beginning of his comeback story. Dave's life wasn't always this way. A few years earlier, he was what you might call an average American. He had a stable 9-to-5 job, a decent apartment in a middle-class neighborhood, and was working hard to pay off student loans. Every paycheck was carefully divided: rent, bills, food, and just enough left for a night out with friends. But deep down, Dave knew he was barely keeping his head above water. The stress of living paycheck to paycheck had become an unspoken weight, but like many, he pushed it aside. Then, one day, out of nowhere, Dave's company downsized and he was laid off. It felt like a gut punch. "We're sorry, Dave. We have to let you go," echoed in his mind over and over again. He had no emergency savings, no backup plan. At first, he told himself, "It's fine, I'll find another job." Weeks passed, then months, and Dave was still unemployed. His bank account drained faster than he could have imagined. Credit card bills piled up, rent was overdue, and soon, Dave found himself selling anything he could just to keep the lights on. His TV, his furniture, even his childhood guitar, gone. His lowest moment came when he stood at the grocery store holding a loaf of bread and a jar of peanut butter, realizing he didn't have enough money to pay for both. He chose the bread. When he got home, he opened his fridge to see nothing but a half-empty bottle of ketchup. That's when the reality truly sank in. He was alone, broke, and had no idea what the future held. That night, Dave lay on the floor of his empty apartment, staring at the ceiling, asking himself, "Is this it? Is this what my life has come to?" A week later, Dave stumbled across a YouTube video. The title was simple: "Create opportunities, don't wait for them." In his desperation, he clicked on it, not expecting much. But as he watched, something shifted inside him. The speaker talked about how life doesn't hand out opportunities. You have to make them. He emphasized that every failure is just a lesson in disguise. For the first time in months, Dave felt a flicker of hope. He realized that no one was coming to save him, and that was okay. He had to save himself. With just $135 in his account, Dave made a decision. He didn't have much, but he had time. He started researching ways to make money online, anything that didn't require upfront cash. He dove into hours of YouTube tutorials, forums, and articles about e-commerce, dropshipping, and digital marketing. He was learning for free, but what he lacked in resources, he made up for with sheer determination. The more he learned, the more his confidence grew. He created a vision board on the back of an old pizza box, scribbling his goals: be debt-free, earn $10,000 a month, own a business. It wasn't just about the money. It was about freedom. Freedom from debt, from fear, from the feeling of helplessness that had consumed him for months. After 3 months of relentless learning, Dave decided to take the plunge. He built his first Shopify store from scratch, selling quirky kitchen gadgets he sourced from suppliers online. He wasn't expecting much, but he had to start somewhere. His first product launch was a complete disaster. He spent $100, money he didn't really have, on Facebook ads and made 0 sales. 0. It was a brutal reminder that success wasn't going to come easy. But Dave didn't quit. Instead, he went back to the drawing board. He analyzed every mistake he had made, from poorly written product descriptions to targeting the wrong audience. He stayed up late every night, tweaking his strategies, learning new advertising techniques, and improving his store. His social life? Non-existent. His friends were going out, enjoying their weekends, but Dave was focused. He knew that if he just kept pushing, something would click. 3 months in, he made his first sale. It was only $25, but to Dave, it felt like winning the lottery. It was proof that this wasn't just a dream, it was real. That $25 sale turned into a trickle, then a stream. By the 6-month mark, Dave was making $1,000 a month. It wasn't life-changing money, but it was a start. The real turning point came when he hit the 1-year mark. Dave had refined his product selection, mastered digital marketing, and started scaling his store. By the end of year 1, he was making over $10,000 a month. The debt that had once felt like a suffocating weight was being paid off little by little. His confidence skyrocketed, and he expanded into new niches, learning from every failure, every setback. 2 years later, Dave wasn't just surviving, he was thriving. He had multiple online stores generating passive income, allowing him the freedom he had dreamed of. The man who once couldn't afford a loaf of bread was now a millionaire. But it wasn't just about the money. It was about reclaiming his life, his sense of purpose, and proving that even in the darkest moments, there's always a way out. Dave's story is a testament to the power of resilience. He wasn't born into wealth, and he didn't have a safety net. What he did have was a relentless drive to change his circumstances, no matter how impossible it seemed. He turned his last dollar into $1 million by believing in his own potential, never giving up, and continuously learning along the way.